Hi, I know it's okay. Okay, perfect. I'm Carlos Prieto. I'm the head of AI Center of Excellence at Ferrovial, Spanish company. Some people probably say from the Netherlands. It's not true. We are Spanish, right? So we are working hard in order to create different, not only AI but generative AI, different solutions and over. But what's the different evolution in terms of the technology involving AI to generative AI, right? It's absolutely clear that the time we need in order to be absolutely rocket up, the number of users for the different products and solutions is completely changing. It's completely exponential, right? So it's changing a lot. But we need to balance with this speed, with the technology and so on, how to impact with the different businesses. We consider that if we impact on technology and processes, we will create problems with our users because they need to understand what happens with the different process. It happens in the company. If we work with only technology and people, we only create chaos, absolute chaos inside the company. It's absolutely impossible to manage, right? And obviously, if we impact people and processes, our colleagues, our employees, they will suffer frustration a lot with the process. We need to work the three dimensions in order to impact directly to the business process and so on. Historically, the technology was changing from the very on-presence behavior with our colleagues from the 50s, where we were working in a synchronized organizations. We were working face-to-face on the same office and so on. After that, the story changed with internet in the first years of this century, just with internet, in order to share in a asynchronous way, in order to share the different tasks with the different projects. We don't need to be absolutely synchronized with others, and we can work on different times or including different offices all around the world. But pandemic changed the rules of the game, right? We can start working in our homes and the rest of our colleagues in the office or other countries or time. But what's the generative AI change really nowadays? The new dimension for the possibilities we can improve our results and be absolutely focused in the very important part of our business and left all the boring processes and so on to be absolutely automated. Generative AI is not completely new. It's just only an evolution from the very first artificial intelligence models and so on. Remember, the first neural network is from the 50s, right? It's not new. The only change is that we can compute it in our watch or wherever other device we have in our, not only companies, but in our wearables or any other device we have. In terms of corporate, this slide is so important. But the most important is the tiniest number. 0.1 and 0.6% of working hours will be recovered just only using AI. It's an incredible amount of money, not hours, incredible amount of money with the different companies. If we can improve the results or including increase the speed we use in order to respond to several projects. What's really generative AI is, remember, LLMs is not the knowledge platform. It's just a model that predicts perfectly the next word in a text. Just only that. Predict the perfect word after the first one, right? Different companies are working just only in creating RAG projects. So just only automating the different documents, information to create a perfect response. But we consider it's not enough. We consider that we need to change the rules of the market to create actions, to other things that is not only using document information to create a perfect response. Why not to create a direct relationship with our customers or employees, and what's or include look for new other possibilities. With different flavors, we can create different solutions. We consider not to create a front end to use that one. We need that, okay, the people is not boomer than me, probably prefer that one, in order to create the Jarvis project, just only a single point in order to respond any query you can launch to the system. No matter the information is, no matter the destination of this information will be launched or act, right? This is our internal project inside the company. Our platform is our Generation 3. We are working in generative AI to 20,000 employees since February last year, right? So this is our Generation 3. But our intention, obviously, several assistants that is securely protected. It's not shown on this slide, right? But we have the project in order to automate the different processes inside the company, because our idea is to accelerate our employees. Is in order to give our employees superpowers in order to be absolutely more productive, in order to improve the results with less time to do it. Obviously, generative AI can't do anything. Generative AI can't finish a building. It's absolutely impossible. The idea is not to fire people. The idea is if we have 15 engineers and we can respond to any projects with the same 15 engineers, we can respond 40. And if we can respond 40, probably we will hire a new engineer in order to respond 50. Right? This is the idea, to be absolutely focused, to be more productive and be absolutely different in the market with the rest of the competitors, in order to respond other projects, or including harder projects that we consider is so difficult, but we can assume these challenges because we can accelerate our internal processes. We need to create, obviously, the different limits. We are so compliant with AI Act, in fact, right? Because we are creating the platform with complete transparency, explainability, and stability, and so on, right? The models is not possible to explain because the model learn by themselves, but we can explain how we are using our datasets and the different models. But the most important part of that is the bias in two different ways, negative bias and positive bias, because including positive bias, depending the project, is not perfectly created for the platform. Try to think about to create a synthetic image for civil weekend or whatever. Probably the system will create a multicultural image. It's perfect, it's political perfect, but it's not true, right? This is an example of positive bias. We need to balance between positive and negative bias. We are working hardly inside the company to balance between that. Security is not only for be protected for attacks and so on, right? Including to govern the different models and responses we are creating for that. It's so important, not only for be hacked or whatever, but including to provide the proper response when you don't have the proper response for the user. The worst response is no information found. You need to properly respond. I have not enough information for you. Try to give me more context in order to find the proper response for you. An example, if our colleagues claim for information in terms of how many holidays or bank days we have in the company, the platform don't respond in an international environment, we have no enough information. The platform responds, we have not enough information of the country you are currently based. Please give me the country you are based currently, and we will create for you how many bank holidays you have this year, right? Only the companies that is working in these two different dimensions will be the leaders in terms of AI. Remember, all of us, we are in the middle of incredible moment nowadays when a technology is created, and we are in the middle of that, and we are creating the steps for the rest of the people because we are working on it, right? It's so exciting moment, right? We consider that in order to create these kind of platforms, we need to use 5 principles, pillars for that. But the most important for that is not all of them, but the culture. The culture with AI is absolutely necessary to be implemented from the top to the bottom. I mean, from the CEO of the company to the rest of the employees. We are absolutely happy with our president inside Ferrovial because he always say AI in all the different processes in the company and is absolutely sent to the rest of the divisions and employees. Because if you work from the bottom to the top, you will find barriers in the process, and finally the AI will not be possible to create for the company. Remember the tiniest numbers. Why? Because it's money. And this is a complete example of that money. This study is absolutely real, right? It's a Microsoft study from 7 different months. How many working hours will be recovered on the different industry sectors and so on? It's incredible. 100 minutes in just only 1 week. Per week. Minutes per week. It's incredible. Try to think the number of hours with all your employees, right? How we are creating that? We are trying to think not only on the top of the iceberg, but the bottom. Not only document analysis and so on, but create, why not, contact center. Not only for transcript on real time, but transcript on real time, creating cross-selling and upselling pop-ups to the different operators in order to improve the results with our customers, right? Other example, virtual assistants for drivers. We have highways and so on. Health and safety. We have currently on production a project where we can upload a video with an health and safety incident, and the platform read the video, capture with LLM for all, in fact, the video most important images, and create from scratch a complete reporting with the different steps to solve using the procedure database. This accelerates incredibly the number of hours for our health and safety colleagues to create the proper reporting for the general managers. It's incredible. And we solve a problem because they was absolutely overloaded with the number of incidents, right? Other projects we have is in order to be integrated with robotics using our conversational platform in order to dialogue with different robotics. We are investing in robotics and so on. A lot of people probably think, obviously, generative AI is so new. You are creating, as you can, the different parts of the business, but it's not real. This is our Generation 2 structure that we launched last year, right? We were absolutely focused just only in governance for that project, but this is not our currently platform. After that, we changed to a new philosophy. We are currently working Generation 3. Agents is your best friend in the future, right? We are creating a platform based on absolutely automated agents that dialogue between them in order to create the proper response. It's incredible because we can, including create an agent connected with our internal ERP or including human resources application and including an employee can launch a prompt to the system, how many holidays I have this year, and the platform responds, you have 25 bank holidays, but you have only 5 this year, because the agent is connected with Workday. And using the platform in the future, we are working on it, the platform, we be absolutely prepared in order to receive a new prompt saying, okay, but I want to from 13th August to 15th. And the platform responds, okay, I reserve for you the days, you have just only 3 days because 15th is free. Try to think how many iterations you will create using agents. That dialogue between them, right, is incredible. This is in fact how it works. If we create an agent that is an expert to extract information from a database, and we have other agent that is perfect in order to identify which chart is proper in order to represent information from the data, and we have other agent that can execute a Python code, you can prompt, please draw a complete image with the data from that database. And the system say, okay, I have 3 different agents. I will split the different tasks for them and create a dialogue between them to create the proper chart for the user. It's working currently in our company, right? So the reason we are accelerating the process is that we signed an agreement with DXC in order to create that platform, the most advanced generative AI platform, being absolutely agnostic with the technology behind. We are using Azure, AWS, and including Google, and in order to provide the perfect response for each piece of the platform, right? The most important for that is a global cost control, because you need to pay to the different models or not. I will explain what, including the security and so on. We can use the different part of that impacting to the platform. This is part of the complete pillar where we are working on it. This is our generation 3. This is real. This is the platform we are creating currently. This is completely updated, right? We are including Gemini, and we are working on it. We are working on it not only in Teams, but including WhatsApp, in order to interact with the platform. Obviously, with completely security parts of that project and so on, right? And yes, we are using this platform absolutely integrated with Teams. It's inside Teams. And we are creating our virtual colleague through Teams, a colleague that I can call in an internal call using Teams to create a dialogue with the platform. The project is incredible for that, because we are considered to integrate anything, not only our internal developments, but third-party niche player or any other application with API. We can create an agent in order to interact with this platform and integrate all of that inside the same, just only with a conversation interaction. Oh, excuse me. But the most important part of that, you need to be your own hero. You need to create the different business cases for the company and just only start to think how to solve. Because it's not complex. You need to take the different pieces to create the proper project. And yes, the technology is evolving at absolutely insane speed. It's absolutely true. We are suffering all the days with the sensation that we have not enough time, the technology is evolving in a speed we can afford, yes, but create the different business cases and just working on that. Because if a commodity appears after months you are working on it, you are learning with the process. You can change the tool or the path of the project with other new commodity that solves part of the project you are working on it. But in the middle of the process, you are learning how to solve, how to use that technology. And just when this commodity appears, you will be thinking in the next step, not the previous, right? Be your own hero. Thank you. Any questions?